You're listening to Tutor Time with Mallory, and now for your host, Mallory Latouche.
And welcome back to Tutor Time with Mallory. Today I have the honor of interviewing Miss Angelene McGrady. How are you doing today, Angelene?
Good morning, Mallory. I'm doing great. What about yourself?
I'm doing wonderful. How did you know that you wanted to work in the education system?
I did not. Actually, growing up, I wanted to be a corporate lawyer. I had teachers on both sides of my family, and I wanted absolutely nothing to do with it. But I had an uncle who had Down syndrome, and I always thought that if I did go into teaching, I wanted to work with people like my uncle. So lo and behold, 2 careers later, here I am, special ed teacher.
What was it like receiving your certification in special education K through 12?
At the time, I was working full time and going to school part time. Now I was a single mom, so it was really challenging. I was going to school at night, and sometimes I had to take my daughter with me. And I like to laugh and say that as I was getting my master's degree, she was getting her associate's degree. So I really had to focus and prioritize and be super organized just to make sure everything got done.
What was it like receiving your certification as a Class AA Education Administrator P12 that was issued March 2021 by the state of Alabama?
It felt I was just joyous. One of the things I did, I set up when I got my admin degree, is that I wanted to have an impact on not just students in my classroom, but students with disabilities and their families over a wider area. So when I finally got my admin degree, it was just exhilarating.
What was your experience like as an education specialist at the University of Memphis?
Oh, it was phenomenal. I worked with 12 school districts of the West Tennessee school area, and I was helping them to do various educational initiatives such as differentiated instruction, RTI, and every school had its own personality, every district. So every day it was like a completely brand new job, and I loved it. Getting to meet new people and to interact and to just see how the initiatives played out in each district was phenomenal.
What was the transition like going from the University of Memphis to a special education teacher for the Colbert County Board of Education?
It took some getting used to, because going from a large urban district to like Memphis to a smaller rural district like Colbert County, slower pace, and you got a chance to work more closely with the parents. So it was different, but I enjoyed it.
What inspires you to get into the school?
As I said earlier, I grew up with an uncle who had Down syndrome, and he just shaped my perception of people with disabilities, that they're people. They may learn a little bit differently than everybody else, may talk a little bit differently or act, but they're people first and foremost. And the disability is just as much a part of them as, say, me having brown eyes. And it just gave me an appreciation for my students, that they are children first, and the disability is just a part of who they are.
What was the transition like going from Colbert County Board of Education to Madison County Schools?
I have not started the position as of yet, but I'm excited because Colbert County, as I said, is a smaller district. Madison County is a larger district. I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of similarities, and the differences, if there are going to be minute. There's more in terms of working with more students and interacting with more professionals in my building.
What is something you have learned that you didn't know before?
You have to be patient, not only with your students, but with yourself. And you have to forgive yourself, because not everything is going to be perfect. I don't care how meticulously you planned out your lesson plan. There's going to be something that's going to jump in the middle of your day, and you're going to have to regroup. So just be patient with yourself. Give yourself time.
What qualifications does it take to be a special educator?
I went into teaching as a second career. So I have a bachelor's degree in something totally unrelated, but I went back and got my Master of Arts in Teaching, which was a 36-hour program. And when I decided to get my admin degree, I had to get what's called my Education Specialist degree, which is an EDS, which was an additional 45 hours on top of my master's degree.
What advice would you give future educators that want to work in education?
Be kind to yourself. You are going, it's crazy out there right now. You really have to take the time for yourself. Some things you're not going to be able to fix. Give yourself stopping points. Say, for instance, it's okay if you want to go into work and stay a little bit later, but tell yourself that by 4 o'clock, say 4 o'clock each day, I will go home. I will go home to my family. I will go home, work out. I will go home, listen to good music, read a good book, watch my favorite TV show. It will be there tomorrow and the day after. But if you don't take care of yourself, you're not going to have anything left in you to take care of others.
What advice would you give future educators looking to work in special education?
Oh my goodness, be flexible, be flexible, be flexible. From the minute you walk in, depending on which discipline you are in, you might have 25 different things hit you from the time you walk through that door to the time you walk from lunchtime. It's okay. You don't have to handle everything excellently. Just make sure that you are handling it and document. If you did not document, you did not do it. Be where you're supposed to be. Do what you say you're going to do. And always keep your administrators informed of what's going on. That way, if something comes up, they're not caught up in it. They're not sidebarred. And be honest with your parents. Establish open communication with your parents. If possible, make that first contact with your parents a positive one. So even then, if you have to have a tough conversation later on in the year, you've established the grounds for a positive relationship. And just with you.
Thank you so much, Angelene. It was an honor speaking with you. And welcome, and I look forward to speaking with you and everything.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.